Welcome. I'm Adam Miller, host of the MBA Candidate Podcast and consultant with The Art of Applying. I went to the University of Virginia's Darden School of Business for my MBA, and today we're going to be answering a question on our Q&A vault about the difference between the Consortium and Management Leadership for Tomorrow, also known as MLT.
Hey there, you're watching Ask the Art of Applying. In this series, admissions experts on our team answer real questions from our clients who are navigating the grad school application process. Watch this series to gain perspective and get real expert answers to your most pressing application questions. And if you're interested in learning more about the expert advice, editing, and guidance we provide for the grad school application process, watch the free training in the link below in the description. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more application success stories, application tips, advice, and encouragement. Enjoy the video.
Now, I was a member of both of these organizations, so I feel extremely qualified to help chime in with this one today. Let's start with the Consortium. The Consortium has three amazing benefits. Number one is it's basically a common app, so you can apply to up to 6 schools for the price of about one. So that saves you like $1,000 right there. Number two is the opportunity for scholarship dollars. You could get a full ride, you could get a half ride just by applying through this fantastic common app called the Consortium for Graduate Study and Management. And number three is that the Consortium gives you early access to about 100 amazing companies in June when classes start in August, right? So you're going to be able to meet with some of these top companies and interview with them for internships before school even begins. Now, that is so amazing. I can't tell you how much I really recommend anyone who is a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident who has shown any level of commitment to diversity and inclusion to apply through the Consortium. We recommend that for all of those U.S. citizens and permanent residents to take a look at it. You do not need to be an underrepresented minority to apply through the Consortium. That's a big misunderstanding that people have. Now, MLT, you do have to be African American or Latinx or Native American in order to become part of their organization. Okay, that's a big difference right there. So let's go ahead and switch over to MLT then. MLT has 2 different programs for people who are looking into business schools. The first one is called PrEP, and the second one is called PD, or Professional Development. PrEP is a year-long program for people who know they want to apply the following fall or winter, and so you'll spend 12 months with a couple hundred other people who are thinking about applying to these business schools, learning about the schools, learning about the differences between product management and management consulting and investment banking and all these different career paths that people tend to want to go into. They're going to have guest speakers for you and tons of homework to make you do that self-reflection and research online about what it is that you really want to do. Right? I get messages fairly frequently from people who are currently coming up through MLT to ask me about my career working in the nonprofit space for my full-time job. So that's PrEP, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. I did the PD program, which is for people once you've been admitted, just admitted, you don't even have to have accepted which school you're going to go to yet, to a top MBA program. Then you can begin that the 6 months before school starts, right? So basically like March through August. The PD program is, again, very much a cohort model where you're going to be refining what it is you really want to do. Now, it doesn't matter what you put in your essays. You can recruit for whatever you want, and they want to help you feel prepared for that. And you're going to have time to do some leadership programming together and basically kind of, it feels like a retreat. It feels like a time for people of color to celebrate and to just take some time for themselves to get to know each other. And that was actually the reason I started my podcast, the MBA Candidate Podcast, was because I had met so many people through the 2 different times we got together in MLT PD. I said, wow, these folks are fantastic. I'd love to highlight some of their stories. And I bought this microphone and went ahead and went down that journey. So that is the difference at a high level between the Consortium and MLT. I'm going to go ahead and pause there and just actually now start scrolling through the page to see what back and forth we have between our client and our consultants. And Priscilla, who actually is the person who helped me get this job with the Art of Applying, because we actually met through MLT's professional development program right there, the network coming in handy. She says, I was a participant in MLT PD and found it invaluable and worth every penny. Could not agree more. It's a 6-month pre-MBA recruitment program, supports minorities entering business school. I got a coach assigned to help me create a game plan for looking into consulting. That's right, she's going to an awesome company. And it's not a scholarship program the way Consortium is, right? That's a big difference, like I said. The Consortium, if you apply through it, you might get a Consortium fellowship, meaning the school will pay for some percentage of your tuition. Schools have lots of different scholarships, so even if you're not a Consortium fellow and you apply through the Consortium, you might still get a different scholarship. Whereas MLT is with prep is going to just make sure you put together the best possible package with their coaches. But it is a long-term network to tap into. They're both long-term networks to tap into. Amazing networks. And their support is extended past the internship and job offer. That's right. I have lots of friends who are part of both. Kanisha, our founder and CEO, chimes in and says, MLT is a prestigious network and is complementary to the Consortium. Exactly. I did both. Highly recommend both if it makes sense for you. Kanisha says, hey, Mario, I know you also did MLT. Can you chime in? He says, yep, it's a nonprofit that serves as a platform to train and elevate the next generation. You get exposed to consumer packaged goods, marketing, hospitality, basically all the industries you could possibly want to go into. You're going to get exposure to them. Primarily, it's for people of color. That's right. Consortium, you do not, like I said, have to be a person of color. You just have to help people of color. MLT, you do have to be identify as a person of color. Beyond that, the network is invaluable. You could be anywhere in the world. And that's true, again, for both of them. The network tends to be a little bit more intimate with MLT because people tend to go through prep together and PD, whereas Consortium, you're going to meet at that one conference and know all the people in your school, but you might not have had the time to build as deep of friendships just in that 5-day conference. So the last question that our client asked was, when do you begin the process to participate in MLT? So prep, again, you have to be really on top of it a year in advance. It's like November. So it's like a 9-10 month thing in order to participate. PD, you just need to show that you've gotten into a top school. And then she says, I'm not Native, African, or Latinx. Could I participate as another minority? The answer is no. You have to be one of those three, unfortunately, at least at the time of me recording this in 2020. Kanisha says, thank you for the perspective to Mario. Do you have anything else to add, basically? And he said he did PD once he was admitted. Yep, same as me. Essentially for 6 months, January through June. Yep. For that period, it was great in providing professional training and networking opportunities. While the partners weren't, partners meaning the companies that partner with MLT, you can see the list of partner companies for the Consortium and MLT on both of their websites. They weren't directly relevant to his interest, investment management at the time. It was great in prepping me for my recruiting process. Worth noting that there's not much of a time commitment once you're matriculating. Only serves as a supportive community of advisors, alums, and current students. Yep. Yeah, once school starts, you're too busy to be attending too much else at that time. After business school, you can remain in touch via the corporate partner you may work for. That's right. I mean, if you work for a corporate partner, you better believe that MLT will be reaching out to make sure that network stays intact. Same thing for the Consortium. Basically, they want to make sure that you're recruiting the next wave of people behind you. And you have regional chapters. So wherever you live, if you're in a major metropolitan area, you can expect that there'll be events hosted by each of those networks. You can also volunteer. And the last thing I'll say is that it's great for ongoing career advancement. There is support for every stage of your career, post-MBA, 5 years out, 10 years out. It truly serves a lifelong relationship. So I haven't taken advantage of that myself yet because I'm not more than 5 years out. Not sure exactly what MLT has in that space, but I've seen it on the website. So check it out. Again, if that's something you're interested in. But again, both programs, really no downside, only upside, only friends to be had, money to be had, company exposure to be had, self-reflection to be forced upon you. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out today's video. Good luck on your applications. Feel free to reach out to The Art of Applying if you have any questions for us or if you want to work with us, and have a great day. Bye-bye.